is about top 100 business concepts. So I did my BBA, MBA, MS in management sciences, then PhD in management sciences, postdoc in management sciences, served in top multinationals like China Mobile, Etisalat, Telenor, and I have advised more than 60 startups across the world. So what I realize is that whatever I have learned, I must share with the people. And as I interact with my students, which is common thing for me as a researcher, I wanted to interact with the general public, that what the core business concepts are important for every person. They must also learn about those concepts. And this series of 100 videos, I'm sure, will be helpful for a lot of the people to understand the core business concept. For instance, we started with basics of management, marketing, HR, finance, accounting. I recently recorded more than 40 videos about the blue ocean strategy, the copper strategy, the business strategy, and my lot of AI books are also available online. I'm writing more. For example, the Wealth of Nations book in context of AI, which was written by Adam Smith, and one of my childhood books I read. So there are a lot of other books which will be coming. There is a lot of other writing which will be coming. So I wanted to come live and discuss with the people the way I work, the way I record. I prefer to have the content like this, as I want to show you. So because I strongly believe that the education is not about uh, producing a content which is trending. It is about producing something that is valuable for the people. So it's not trends. Maybe in the future when I'm not around, or maybe uh, when people need to search about something, you will find top 100 concepts here. Beside this, I do have in the plan few of my earlier books. For instance, the translation of Holy Quran is one of the top selling books, and the customer experience journey mapping, that book, I think, had more than 100 copies of that book are being sold monthly. So that is customer experience journey. I've shared my experience how the customer experience is managed in the bigger multinationals. So I will be also uploading the customer experience management book, audio book. And today I wanted to interact with you. And meanwhile, I also wanted to talk about the topics that we need to cover in today's recording. So maybe I need to place this video on the, what they call it, on the stand, and then we will talk about the recordings. Then we will talk about the courses. So today I have a plan that I will be talking about the competitive strategy. I will be making videos on the consumer behavior, which is important to know for all the companies. One thing we must understand, that any person who want to be successful, want to be want to establish a sustainable business, must understand the consumer behavior, that how consumers are changing, and with the age of AI, how they can produce the products that are useful for them. So my whole series of top 100 concepts in the business domain is not just the definitions, not just the frameworks, not just the theories of those top 100 concepts, but in reality, it is in the age of AI how these top 100 concepts are important for every student, for every professional. And I'm sure that on YouTube stuff, earlier the university professors are not on YouTube. I was looking at uh, I was looking at the Harvard, Stanford University AI, machine learning, business courses, but somehow the lot of people uh, say that they are uploading those courses, but they are older courses. They do not talk about AI. So there is a pattern in the universities. There is a pattern in the world that they normally upload older videos. For instance, in Stanford, they uploaded 2021 artificial intelligence course. But as we know today, we need to understand about the latest things. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to upgrade the concepts, trying to educate our students that what is important today, and how they can compete with the world. and how the education is so important for them. So, for instance, the latest trend all over the world is there is a war going on. Countries like United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, they are suffering. Iran is also suffering, obviously. So, a lot of people were talking about their progress, that they are doing really well. But in reality, if we talk to the Arab countries, if you talk to their people, they lack the basic knowledge of the business and education. For instance, I met one of my friends from UAE and Saudi, and they never talk about the stability, the financial stability, the Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations formula. So, but and everybody was seeing that this is going to happen one day, the way they are careless about their security, and we can see how they are having the issues. So, in the business domain, I prefer to follow the well accepted models. For example, the Adam Smith Wealth of Nations formula. So, Adam Smith's Wealth of Nation promotes the free market, but at the same time, it also says that the security of the businessman, the security of the individuals is the key thing that companies must focus on. So if we see worldwide, when we say that countries need to protect the patents, the trademark, the copyrights, the intellectual rights of the people. Imagine if a country having weak security, how they can support their business community. Worldwide these days, only those people are becoming rich or they are millionaires who have the what they call it the intellectual rights, the patents. For instance, the patents for computers, the patents for mobile, the patents for artificial intelligence, the patents for 5G, 6G, Internet of Things. So ideally a country must be strong enough on its defense system. So these are the basic concepts somehow people miss when they see artificial growth, when they see the show off part, when they see the, for example, the Dubai, the Burj Khalifa. So what is the point of having a Burj Khalifa when you cannot protect it, when you do not have enough army, when you do not have enough equipment? So the first thing before you make anything, you need to focus on the security. So when we talk about the human needs, when we talk about the society needs, in the first place we put the physiological needs, then the safety needs. So just like humans, they need safety, they need physiological. Similarly, businesses also need the same thing. Similarly, countries also need the same thing. So my series of top 100 business concepts is solely focused on the foundations. So a kid listening today, so he will not say, okay, I'm going to make Burj Khalifa, I'm going to make something showable to the world. He will say, oh, I first need to see that whatever I'm going to do, I'm myself safe, my country is safe, and I can protect the people. A business person investing in my country, I need to give him the surety that no matter what happens, you are safe. So this is the foundation in the business. The second layer is, once you build the foundations, then you can focus on the next step, that is promotion, that is marketing. And you must focus on sustainable things. Those which are not sustainable eventually end up becoming your burden. So this is what the top 100 concept talks about. This is what my new book of Wealth of Nations talk about, from the foundational level. So it's great that I'm connecting with a lot of people. So some of the friend is saying why I'm not able to like. I don't know. I don't know what is why you are not able to like, but I think that the like feature is appearing on the top of the video. Maybe it does not work. Oh, so it is changing the light of the live as I'm clicking on the like. There must be. This is a great feature of the YouTube, that one can come live anytime, one can talk about anything. And I'm using a lot of AI tools for recording my videos. It takes lesser time. I recently came to know about one application. I don't want to name it because it will get promoted. And the application was about the podcast. So if two people are sitting and three, four different cameras are connected, the software automatically edits the live transmission, the software that news channels are using. So thanks to the technology, thanks to the businesses and growth, so we today can easily interact, and the time I spend on recording is the time that is available online. So this is the greatest thing of the technology that is happening. So I'm not sure why you are not able to like it, but I'm sure that YouTube will make it easy with the passage of time. that how people can interact with each other, how people can comment, how people can talk. So it's great. I wanted to come live and talk to the people. uh, my few books I want to talk about are the uh, what they call Rich Dad Poor Dad in the Age of AI, Atomic Habits in the Age of AI, and I wrote a lot of other books in the age of AI. But the problem is that I want to get them copyrighted, because my book Rich Dad Poor Dad in the Age of AI is completely different than the book written by Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki, have a huge respect. Uh, I have a huge respect for him, and his all books, for instance, the Rich Dad Poor Dad, the Cash Flow Quadrant, the Fake Money. I read all his books. I not just once, more than 100 times. So he did a great job. But the problem is, Robert Kiyosaki wrote those books in 1997. So when in 1997 Robert Kiyosaki published the book Rich Dad and Poor Dad, at that time he was of point of view that you can get the debt from the banks, and then you can put it in the real estate, and then you earn more through the real estate. But in reality, what happened over the time, in those days the rental income was higher than the interest rate, and the inflation was not as much as we were as we have today. So today, when it comes to the interest rates, they are volatile. Today, when it comes to the industries, real estate is suffering a lot. So Kiyosaki's formula does not apply much in today's context. So I wrote The Rich Dad and Poor Dad in the Age of AI. Is completely different what Robert Kiyosaki talks about. So I talk about digital assets. I talk about creating something that become a leverage in the age of AI. For example, the tech companies, WhatsApp is available all over the world. The Facebook is available all over the world, but they do not have physical presence, but they do not get the permission from the countries. WhatsApp does not need a permission from the countries. On other side, if we see the older businesses, for example telecom, they have to get the 500 million license from regulatory authority to work in a country. So the older formulas of the Robert Kiyosaki or earlier people do not apply much. I have a huge respect for them. I respect them a lot. But the point is, the age of AI, the age of communication, the age of technology is changing a lot of things. And we, as business students, as business, our next generation might not be able to grasp the core concepts. So another thing is that which matters a lot in the Robert Kiyosaki era, that is cash flow quadrants. Earlier, Robert Kiyosaki basically introduced four cash flow quadrants. That there are the people who kind of mainly the middle class people. They work for something and then they give their time a lot. They do not need to do that. They must establish businesses that give them money. So in the age of AI, the cash flow quadrant, the employee is not something bad. When it comes to the platforms, Robert Kiyosaki discouraged the employment a lot. But in reality, as we are growing in the age of AI, this is era of platforms. So earlier people used to have small companies making the thumbnails of the YouTube people, making the editing of the YouTube things. Now we can see the bigger platforms are doing even the smaller things. For example, Gemini, it can make the pictures, it can design the pictures. There are softwares that can edit a lot of things. So we need to understand that as the time is going by, the platforms are becoming so popular that for a single person, it's almost impossible to compete. A new startup, a new guy cannot compete with the Google. A new guy cannot compete with the Amazon. So what we need to do, we need to teach our students that you need to collaborate with them, because this is not age of competition. This is age of collaboration. Those people who are strong in collaboration, they must start businesses by collaborating with the YouTube, by collaborating with the Amazon, by collaborating with the Facebook. So this is something. Abdullah Rashid sir, I have a question. Yes, sure, Abdullah, you can ask. I will try my best to answer it. So the point is, the collaboration is so important. You must be independent. And secondly, people say that the freedom belongs to the money. Freedom is not about money. Freedom is about time. If you are sleeping and your digital assets are performing, giving you money, then you are doing really well. If not, then still you are employed. The cash flow quadrant is about the small business owners. They think they are free. In reality, if you do not go to you go to your workplace and you are still earning, then you are doing a business. If you go to your workplace every day and you have to go, and without you your business does not operate. The small business, the doctors, the engineers, the advocates, they're not doing some type of business, they are basically doing a job. And there they are doing job in their own company. So somehow the age of AI is going to benefit people a lot who are doing small businesses, because these AI platforms can multiply your human factor. For example, one human today can have automated systems of reports. One human today, with the use of AI, can create reports, can create contents which companies could not do for years. So the AI is changing lot of things. I often say that when I used to work in the companies back in 2011 2012, the assistants were a luxury and they were only available to the CEOs, to the top people. But thanks to AI, now every person can have assistant. For example, regarding your routine, regarding your timing, regarding anything, you can have assistant. So this all credit goes to AI. Earlier, people used to keep the people to to manage their calendar, but now you can see that the assistants are becoming so easy to have, that if you are even a single person along with the AI, you can do work of 50 people. And that's what my book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad in the Age of AI, talks about. That's what my book, The Age of AI, The Power of Algorithms in the Age of AI, talks about. So you need to watch these books. Not only that I'm talking about, you should watch. When you will read these books, you will realize that I have tried my best to put my all wisdom, my all learnings in these books, what I learned throughout my 15 years of experience with the bigger companies, multinationals, my work experience of guiding more than 60 startups. Few of those startups are operating worldwide. I do have my research company Buzdar Insights, which work with a lot of other companies. For example, we have done a great work with Musk Foundation in Saudi Arabia. We have done a great work with Smart Ends in Belgium for the brighter bins. If somebody from the Belgium or Singapore or the USA, Washington is watching this video, he must be aware that the brighter bins is everywhere outside their homes. And I was one of the earlier people who made its plan along with the obviously founders. I was not a co-founder, I just helped them in the market research and getting funding from the Belgium government. So these are the things that a single human can do. So we were earlier, we were only three people who started it. I was doing the market research with them as a freelance consultant, and two people were the co-founders. So now that company is managing the waste management in USA, Singapore, and Brussels. So the point is that such kind of experiences I have written in my books, and those are obviously writing matters. Reading matters a lot. I do read a lot. I do want to see the power in the age of AI. For example, if you have not watched my video, the 48 laws of power in the age of AI, you missed something great. So the earlier book of 48 laws of power was about traditional era. It was about 40 years ago, 60 years ago, when people used to wear the crowns, when the kingdom meant, the power over the people, governing the world. But now in the age of AI, power is not with the people, power is not even with the army, power is with the algorithms, power is with the social media platform. It is, these platforms are so powerful that they are powerful than countries. For example, if Facebook on last day of election decides to promote good things of one candidate and it decide to demote one other candidate, then definitely the candidate who is appearing on reels will win. If the YouTube decides, if the TikTok decides to promote someone, so you cannot stop them. What is happening in the world these days, that those people who govern the countries, the presidents, the prime minister, they're worried a lot about the power of algorithm, that no matter what we do, we say to the people, do not watch him, we say to the people, do not go to him, but still when they say YouTube, when they then they see the Facebook, they see people growing, those people who are their opponents, they see people changing their mind, they see a lot of the people uh, changing the dynamics, and this is power of the AI, this is power of the algorithm. This is the reason I wrote the book 48 digital laws of the power, that you must watch on my YouTube channel. The first law of power in my book is that never mess with the algorithm, never mess with the digital algorithms, the AI algorithms. Work with them, learn to work with them. If you are a friend of Facebook algorithm, if you are a friend of YouTube algorithm, you are the most powerful person on earth. What is happening around the globe, that people avoid messing with the digital influencers, reason being they do not own an army, they do not have some legitimate power. The power is what? The algorithm, because algorithm is their friend. So the first law of power in today's world is never mess with the algorithm. The second thing is that you must create the digital assets, the digital platforms. So earlier, the having YouTube channels, having Twitter platforms was only limited to the influencers, to sportsmen. These days, every politician has a social media power, tries to have the social media influence. And recently, we have observed that in elections, in everywhere, those people are doing really well, who basically have a social media presence. This is power of the digital era, and this is what I wrote in my book, the 48 digital laws of power, that if you are an influencer today, probably tomorrow you will be sitting in a big office, and even in the sitting in the big office, you will still be an influencer, and a lot of people will not mess with you, not because you have the power, but because you have the power to change the minds, you have the power to influence the people. So this is the second law in my book, 48 laws of power in the age of AI. So third thing is, a lot of people are creating digital assets. I was seeing few entrepreneurs I was studying, and very soon I will make this series of the millionaires. Those millionaires, you cannot even imagine what they did. They made a small change in the payment process. So I recently studied one millionaire. I will make one video about him very soon. I'm studying more about it. So his job is only making a small process of payment between your bank and the other bank. So there was a small patent which he introduced, and he is getting money for that thing. So that is something that can happen in the age of AI. And most important thing I want to talk to the people is that most of the young people, they're afraid that, oh, AI is going to take my job, what AI will do. You do not need to be afraid. The AI is going to create so many jobs you cannot imagine. Earlier, when the AI internet era was introduced, there were few jobs, but now you can see every company has AI assistant job. Even in the smart cities, do you know how many people they're hiring to track the traffic? How many people they're hiring to analyze the traffic? How many digital assistants they're hiring? So there will be a lot of the jobs in the age of AI, but obviously for those people who understand the technology, obviously for those people who need the technology, the government is going to hire so many people in the age of AI that you cannot imagine. Because earlier, there used to be offices in the spaces, there used to be people sitting in the offices. Now in the age of AI, what will happen, the companies will make applications, and those applications will go in the world. But applications make a lot of mistakes, applications need tracking, applications need human direction. Even in the age of AI, you cannot rely on the humans. So the biggest case study on relying in the artificial intelligence only happened in India. What India did, Indian airline applied some robot. The customer service was kind of taking a lot of money, so they decided we must approach some robots and they will serve the people. With one customer, what happened is that he was dropped in Delhi, that is capital of India, and while his luggage was sent to Rajasthan. So after 2 days, he came to know that my luggage, which was supposed to be with me in Delhi, and they sent it in Rajasthan. And then he called the helpline that thank you Indian Airline for the great service. I reached in Delhi, but my luggage reached in Rajasthan. So the robot could not understand that it was just an irony, it was not complimenting. The robot understood as a compliment and said, oh, thank you so much for your feedback. We will keep providing you this service. So this is how you can imagine that AI cannot be cannot make the decisions alone. We need the people, we need the humans, and AI is going to create a lot of jobs, and the young people must be happy. Why? Because they are starting their career and they are learning skills. So why not AI skill? Why not machine learning skill? So you are free to learn whatever you want to learn. Already you do not have some skills, so you do not need to worry. Who needs to worry in the age of AI? I think the older people must be worried. People like me must be worried, because when I graduated in 2011, I worked in Yatislat. So I worked hard in understanding the SQL. I worked hard on understanding the Microsoft Excel. I worked hard in understanding the databases. I used to write SQL codes a lot, like creating databases and doing the marketing campaign. I used to spend 9 to 10 hours in Etisalat office in Pakistan in Ufun Tower, understanding that how many tables we have created, how they are integrated or not, something is wrong between the tables, how we can analyze, how we can talk to the people, interact with the people. So our generation have worked hard before the AI. When once the AI came, then I'm experimenting on every other AI channel. I might not have that much energy today, but the younger people, you do not have to worry about the older stuff that we used to do. You do not need to worry about understanding the basics of computation, the basics of the coding. We put a lot of effort on it, we learned it through hard work, but now AI is helping you a lot. And secondly, when the younger people need to the older people need to worry, the younger people need to be happy. Because the older people have to also forget the older method of doing things. So the real problem with us is that even I know that Claude, ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, they can do analysis just like me. They can maybe in some cases they can do better analysis. So I was testing ChatGPT and all these this stuff. I realized that their ability to analyze the Python and take the decisions, unstructured data, particularly the Hadoop. I was trained in Hadoop in 2013. I was part of Telenar in 2013, and they trained us about Hadoop, handling the unstructured data, analyzing the social media data. It was so tough to learn. And we because we were understanding the basics, we were understanding the data infrastructure and then analyzing it. But now the young generation, for them it's easy. You do not need to forget the older things, you just need to learn the old thing. While people of my age, they have to forget what they learned earlier, but they need to do the things in new way. So this is the difference that I often say that young people must be happy about AI, because you will replace the older people. You will replace all those older people who will not learn. And secondly, as they're older, they cannot also learn as fast as you learn. So if young people are watching me, this age belongs to you. Never worry about jobs. Never worry about future. You will learn. You will adopt new things. People like me needs to worry, who needs to forget the old methods and see the new methods. People who are older than me, particularly those who are 40 plus, they need to worry a lot. And some serious things are happening, that we humans have a nature of not accepting things. We say, okay, I did things in this way from previous 30 years, 40 years, and now I want the same thing again in the same way. So what happens is that the your resistance basically makes you sort of avoidable. Companies avoid the older people. So whenever a new technology is introduced, they start criticizing the new technology. So the younger people, they say, okay, yes, this is the best way. So I remember I was working in Telenar back in 2014. So we decided to make the office paperless. So it was decided that nobody should use the paper, nobody should use the printer unless until we are dealing with some regulatory or legal affair. So there were older people. They were feeling like, oh, there will be no paper at all. We were using one software and still Telnar uses it. That is Workday. Workday is a wonderful software. Yeah, you can make your employees log in. You can manage them. You can give them job description. You can give them tasks. And Workday has improved a lot. So I remember in 2014, those people who were resisting the digital world, they were left behind. They were not promoted for the next case, and at that time, the younger people were given the opportunities. So this generation, the younger people are lucky because they are going to see the greatest transformation. But for themselves, for them, it is not a transformation. It is something the way it is. It is the future. It is today because you are learning the first time. So maybe you will opt it in a better way rather than people of my age. They will be first fighting to forget older methods, opting new methods, and and I think young people have the capacity, but young people must uh, be the way they are. One thing more I want to talk today is about respecting the next generation. I respect the generation beta. Uh, I know generation beta born in 2026. Those people who born in 2026, they might be right now 2 months old or 3 months old. The generation alpha, the people who born in 2010 onward, the generation the Gen Z, the 2000 era, internet era people, I respect them a lot, and I think companies need to respect them. So when the older generation say that the Gen Z is not doing well, Gen Z is expected to this, Gen Z is expected to this, so I say okay, we the generation Y, we were different than our earlier generations. Baby boomers were different than silent generations. So this happens every time. So the new generation, they come with new skills, they come with new thinking. They must be respected. So if you are some serious person having a or business owner, you need to respect the young people, respect them, give them space, and accept the way they are, because maybe this is our evolution. This is how we are becoming better. When we were younger, the our older people used to say that we are not that good. But I must accept. I accepted that current generation after me. I'm from generation Y and generation Z people, the generation Alpha, generation Beta. I accept that they are much better than me. They are okay with the influence. They have a completely different environment where they are kind of working, where they see the world completely different way, and it's perfectly all right, because it's not their fault. When they were born, there was internet around, there was Facebook, there was YouTube, there were AI tools, there were chatbots. So they saw the things happening so fast. It is okay if they want money in a fast way. It is okay if they want fast systems, because that's how they have seen the world. They have not seen the world which we saw. So I'm okay with the Gen Z. I'm okay. I think if they make mistakes, I'm okay if they say that they need promotion, they need more money. So it's okay. So for the older people, I also often see in my books that maybe uh, sorting out the differences is not the solution. Finding the similarities brings a lot of things. So I wanted to talk about my thoughts. I often write in my books, and I do see a change in the workforce, particularly the virtual teams, the team sittings in different countries, the diversity part. I also want to talk about it, that does not matter person sitting next to you is from what ethnicity, does not matter it's from whatever gender, does not matter it's from whatever background. You need to respect that, because even in the same home, two brothers cannot have same thought, two sisters cannot have same thought. So we must learn to accept others perspective. Must learn to say okay, so he has the right to think the way he is thinking, I have the right to think the way I'm thinking. When I see the history, when I wrote a lot of books about the changes in the technology, changes in business, changes in business thought, I realized that whatever any person did in 1960, he did it as per those circumstances. It is easy to sit in the office and discuss them today and say, oh, why he made this decision. People often say, why Ford's failed, why the Nokia failed, and it was their fault. It was the fault of the CEO. No, it was not. Maybe at that time circumstances were different. When we see the things, maybe in the future when we will be gone, there will be people, they will say, oh, Dr. Farooq, he made this mistake. He wrote this thing wrong in his book of Age of AI. So it's perfectly okay. Might be I'm making mistakes, but the next generation must realize this, that whatever somebody is saying, he is saying is as per his own context, and what we need to learn is that how we can improve the things. And often in today's, I'm not understanding. Often in today's world, the core thing what we teach in the research to the people is that you need to somehow say that earlier studies have this limitation. I know one of my professor, when I was writing my PhD thesis, I wrote in my PhD thesis that this researcher have said this thing wrong, this researcher have said this thing wrong, this thing wrong, this thing wrong, and what I am writing is true. And my professor told me that you need to be slightly respectful, write that the earlier work had this limitation. So the word limitation is sort of understandable, because we can say that maybe at that time the technology was not enough, the system was not enough, the research process was not that good. And it's okay to write the limitation, because limitation mean that you respected that person. So instead of saying, oh, he was wrong, instead of bashing every person, so slightly be respectful, slightly be encouraging. So for example, the theories of the research, the scientific theories that were made about everything we see, at that time people worked hard. For example, when we study Wright brothers, for example, when we see Graham Bell, they spent whole of their lives to make things for us. And maybe they sort of introduced the initial concepts, the initial theories of the research. And when we see them today, they were true for few things, but they were not true for many things. And we learned this with the passage of time. It does not mean that today we do not call them father of their domain. We respect them, we call them that thing, but we say, okay, their work had the limitations. So this is something which I'm talking about, that writing is a extremely important thing. When you write the things, you have to be respectful, because the moment you are gone, uh, your work still be there. And if you have taken care of the earlier people, if you trained your generation to be respectful, to say things respectfully, even when somebody's research was not right, you still have to be, you have to say, okay, his research had limitations, rather than bashing him, rather than saying his things were wrong. So that this is the core concept that I often take care, I often repeat in my work. And that's something that people need to take care. I was waiting for Abdullah Rashid to ask the question. He has a question, but I think he's not around. So if he is around, still I can answer your question. Abdullah Rashid, I think he's asking something. So I'm not sure. BS Gaming, WTF. I don't know for which question, which argument you are saying this. I'm still here to answer if something was funny, something you did not understand, or something you found in my books. You want to talk about it. I'm also here to answer it. So that's all. It was good. So I shared with you random thoughts. If somebody has a question, he can ask me. I just wanted to be live and talk about the things I'm writing. Talk about. Sometimes speaking does not. It does not mean you are speaking to someone. You have to say something. It means you sort of clear your own thoughts. You sort of brainstorm with the people, and see what they have to say. So I'm sure Abdullah Rashid is not around. So if somebody has any question, you want to talk my books, you want to talk about the top 100 concepts, business concepts we are covering, any business concept you want me to talk about. Uh, I want to talk about the game theory. and the Nash equilibrium theory. So for businesses, a lot earlier, people used to think that we must always follow the game theory. The game theory means you compete in a business in such a way that you always think that your competitors should lose and you should win. The Nash equilibrium theory is a new way of thinking that in a system when we are competing, every member have the equal right to be successful. If somebody in the team somehow play in a wrong way, then eventually he himself get out of the game. So it talks about the team playing. So I will be explaining it in my top AI, top business concepts in the age of AI, and I'm sure it will benefit a lot of the people. If you're making strategy of your organization, better you implement the Nash equilibrium theory, but you also must understand the game theory so that the competition that is playing the game theory must also be playing their game. So you must understand their game too if you want to stay in the market. So I think there are no more questions. If somebody has any question, I'm here to answer. And I was going to record today. I will be recording hopefully 20 to 30 videos because I have time. And then these 20 to 30 videos will be live. A daily one video will be live for next 30 days. And these concepts are about business. Let me see. We will be talking about the blue ocean strategy. We will be talking about corporate strategy, business strategy. We will be talking about today. I have a lot of things to conclude. So maybe if people are around, I want to tell you that what are the next concepts that will be coming: sustainable competitive advantage, advanced strategic management, corporate governance. We will be talking about sustainable business in the circular economy. These are the top 100 concepts I will be talking about. I hope so they will be useful for the students, for the professionals, for the business owners. So we have the digital governance in the organization. We will be talking about business research methods, strategic analytics. There will be a complete 20 minutes video about it. And then we will be talking about strategic human capital. We will be talking about the organizational behavior in advanced AI age. We will be talking about innovation ecosystems, how they are created. We will be talking about project portfolio management. Consumer behavior is already addressed. We will be talking about supply chain management. There will be complete 20-minute guide on supply chain management, guiding about core things of supply chain management. We will be talking about business analytics, business strategy governance. We will be talking about advanced big data analytics. We will be talking about knowledge management, disruptive innovation. There is a complete class of disruptive innovation for the 20 minutes. That is so important to understand that I often say that disruptive innovations are something that have changed multi-billion-dollar businesses. Do you know how many people work in telecom sector in research domain? China Mobile being the richest company, they invest around 1 billion US dollars in the research of new technologies, and AT&T in the USA investing around 1.5 billion US dollars in the R&D department. And similarly, Orange Telecom is spending billions. Wimpelcom from Russia is spending billions. These companies are spending so much money on the research in the telecom sector. But you know what happened? A small app called WhatsApp. One guy made one disruptive app in older days back in 2007 that has damaged, that has kind of erased the 468 billion US dollar revenue of all the telecom companies. Those telecom companies who are spending $1 billion on R&D. So this is so important to understand the disruptive business, that people sitting in the multinationals, I think they need my services. They need services of the business professional. They need to hire the consultants. So it's good that I tell you that why hiring the consultants is so important. As I told you, that despite of having billion-dollar research people, complete teams, telecom company could not see WhatsApp is coming and it is going to eat our billion-dollar revenue. Similarly, why they were unable to understand it? Because they were involved in the process. So once you become part of the process in an organization, you do not understand that what is going on. You somehow miss the whole picture. This is the reason you need consultants. You need people from outside your organization to guide what to do. And one of the reasons that my top 100 business concepts are so important, that if anybody watches those top 100 business concepts, you can easily claim to be a consultant. You can go to the company CEO, you can say, okay, you guys are busy in managing the business. For example, you are sitting in a room, you are just handling the things inside the room. You do not know what is going outside. And secondly, as a human, when we do something, we fall in love with the things. For example, if I am the founder of this device, so what I will do, I will say, okay, this is a great device, and I will keep on protecting this device. It's sort of I get attached to it. But what happens with the all the great businesses, with the founders, they forget that eventually this thing will get outdated. Either I have to advance it, or I have to accept that new things are coming, and somehow the people in your company will not tell you that we are getting outdated, our sale might suffer, the new technology is coming, but you need to hire the consultant. So this is the reason the top 100 business concepts you need to understand. And I am also available to guide the companies on my YouTube channel. You will see my email, drfarooq2024 at the rate gmail.com. So a lot of companies contact me for collaboration, for training, for guidance. So the reason is that the insight, the advice I can give them, they themselves cannot find it, because they are the process. I will say it's extremely easy to understand. Let me tell you in a more simpler way. So for example, you are working in marketing department of some company. You cannot measure your own performance, because if you are measuring your performance yourself, chances are you will be biased. Chances are you will say, oh, we could not achieve the target because of this. You will favor yourself always. So this is the reason what companies do, they hire outside consultants. They will say, okay, we did this thing, do its audit, we did this thing, see it critically and see what went wrong. So that's what I think, the consultants are so important. So those people who will see this top 100 list on my YouTube channel, they will be, I'm sure, they will be in much better position to guide the companies. So starting from first concept till 100 concept, it is more knowledge than a BBA. It is kind of, you can imagine understanding the core 100 concepts of the business. And then there are my more than 10 books in the age of AI. So when you go through the YouTube channel, Dr. Farooq, Buzdar, Baloch, Business AI Research, when you read these latest books, you will find, you will not only understand the latest concept, but you can use them in a greater way in the organization. So we got one question. Share thoughts on employee motivation and management. We recently implemented ER system in our manufacturing setup, and we are having trouble getting proper data from our team in the ERP. Yeah, this is a big problem. This is a big problem, and we have gone through this multiple times. When I was working with the multinational, the most difficult part while implementing any technology is not budget. I'm sure the ERP you implemented costed you too much. Uh, and then you sort of implement different modules, your financial modules, your manufacturing modules. Their integration takes a lot of effort. Initially we think that implementing ERP is going to a great thing, but when we go for collection of the data from the teams, that is the real hurdle that we face. And somehow our traditional business system supports the old system. I think ERP does not kind of, somehow if somebody is submitting his work late, if somebody is not properly transparently showing the accountability, it somehow supports them. The manual system basically supports the people. So when we implement the ERP, it is basically some transparent accountable system, and then through the dashboards you can see anything. So they found it slightly discouraging in the initial phase. But for the motivation, first you need to tell them that it is going to make the things efficient. uh, Although the ERP implementation might be in the earlier stages, people will face a lot of struggles, that oh, we cannot prepare the data this way. Okay, you can see there is so much hierarchy of the data. First I need to create this product, then I need to create sub product, then I need to put the data, and then I'm having this problem. So they will say this thing, but you need to tell them the whole thing. That is the concept we call the employee engagement. If you kind of involve them, if you kind of tell them that first of all it will bring the efficiency, and uh, we will have less complexities in the future. Second thing is that you might introduce some compensation system. I will make it extremely simple for you so that you understand it. The technologies were introduced in 1989, in 1990s. At that time, people were facing a lot of issues in the companies implementing new technology. So there was one researcher called Davis. He spent a lot of time and he gave one theory that is called technology acceptance model. Now this technology acceptance model is implemented all over the world in all companies, for example Apple, Microsoft, and we implemented it in Telenor, we implemented it in Maxis Malaysia when I was working there. So what the technology acceptance model does, it does three things. First of all, is easy to use. People found less motivation because their product is not easy to use. Maybe they are not trained enough. First train them well so that they find the ERP, data collection, all these things easy to use. So if they are struggling with it, if the team is not you are not getting proper data, the first thing can be they might find it difficult, it is not easy to use, as per the Davis model, which every organization accept. The second thing is usefulness. Often people do things when they find them useful for the company, for themselves part is very important. So what companies did in the world, that those people who know the technology, they sort of giving them extra bonus, they sort of giving them extra motivation. So that thing can motivate the people. Also you can say that those people who will be efficient on ERP, who will get some tests, they will be rewarded. So those people who are doing the thing, uh, uh, they must be appreciated. Introduce a sort of system that the team that will put their data first on the ERP, they will be encouraged. So this will be something great. And the third thing is subjective norm. That is the technology acceptance model we are talking about. Make the ERP implementation as something that everybody does in the organization. So this is something extremely important. This is the foundation. So once foundation is implemented, then you need to implement the theories of motivation, that imply what motivates the employees. So obviously appreciation can help a lot, acknowledgement can help a lot, training can help a lot. But if all these things are not helping, and if somebody is a real trouble, who is troubling the organization, you can still use the alternative methods of punishment. So management is all about getting things done. Management is all about implementing things, executing things. Even after so much effort of training someone, even after so much effort of respecting them, and telling them that how ERP system is useful, then you must sort of introduce one punishment system, that if somebody is not doing his work, so you can say the other way, because people do the work for the two reasons. One is either motivation to get something in reward, and the other one is punishment. And it's okay that those people who do not give the data properly, better in your quarterly appraisals, punish them. Those people who talk bad about the company, punish them. There is no I will give you example of the Google. Recently I read one news about the Google, that the Google data analytics branch, they are going to fire a lot of people, even though we know that how much the scope of Google is increasing, how much revenue they will be earning. But still, if somebody is useless, not doing his work, better he should go somewhere else, rather than demotivating employees. I was working in a company in the strategy department, and one day my boss told me that Dr. Farooq, you always talk about employee motivation, you always talk about giving them respect, but somehow uh, there's one person, he is contributing negatively. I can accept his zero performance, but how can I accept his negative performance? Then I asked him, sir, how he is contributing negatively. He said he is talking against the project all the time. He sits with the people and he's all the time against what we are going to do. So basically, his contribution is not zero. His zero is acceptable for me. Okay, if he does nothing, he is still acceptable. But why he is discouraging others? So maybe if you find some people that they are discouraging others on ERP implementation, better take some corrective action. This is what coming in my mind. I hope so your question is answered. So if somebody else have some question, I'm here to answer. And when it comes to ERP systems implementation, their implementation is bit tough. We have been working recently with some SAP team. Their interfaces are not as good, but the backend data management must be done and must be done correctly. So uh, once it's done, you will find it extremely useful. That's what you should tell to your colleagues. Often people are afraid of automation. I don't know. They think that they will lose their jobs, but I do not see it this way. I see it that those people who work really well, they get better jobs. They sort of, if their company grows, automation is so important. You're welcome. What I see that I had the opportunity to work in PTCL, Pakistan Telecom Limited, which is now sold to Etisalat, in earlier days of my career. So what happened with the PTCL? They used to work on the Abdullah Rashid is asking, AI can help us to learn the English communication skills. Yes, it can help. You can practice with AI. AI can help you with anything. AI is basically your mirror. If you want to be better in anything, you use the AI. I would say, in terms of English, simply you can write anything. You can ask the AI to read a book in American English or in British English. It will read it for you. If you if you cannot speak in front of the people, you can still talk to AI. That is going to help you a lot. That is going to help you a lot. So better use AI. The best method is, I have my 10 books on this YouTube channel. You can also listen those books, and I'm also putting the text of my book in the video. So it's like a open book. AI is reading it. You can also read it with the parallel of AI speaking it. So you can you can check your speaking style. Mostly in India and Pakistan, our people focus more on the accent. I think that's not the right way to learn the English. Focus on speaking on anything as easy as you can in your own accent, but you must think critically. You must be able to write. You must be able to produce the content in English language. That is more important rather than accent. So yes, AI can help you. AI can help you in reading. AI can help you in speaking. There are a lot of applications available. You can practice speaking English with them. Also, AI helps you in kind of appearing in different tests. You can see your score through the AI. You can test your writing ability. So take any simple AI, Meta AI, Gemini, Copilot, or ChatGPT. You can write something and you can ask the AI, correct my English. What are the mistakes I am making? So this is so easy. This is so easy. Yes, you can use the AI. It can help you a lot, Abdullah Rashid, to improve your English. And English is the best thing you can do. All the literature of the new technologies, all the history literature, everything is available in the English. So what happened with the English is a sort of extremely well established language. Lot of words in our languages I could not find. For example, my mother tongue, I could not find a word for resilience. I could not find a word for motivation. For example, through simple words, motivation, appreciation. So in simple languages, you cannot find that what is the difference between motivation, what is the difference between appreciation, what is the difference between appraisal applaud. So all for one single word in our local languages vocabulary, you will find 5 to 6 English words. So English is such a what I call established language, such a great language, so covered in such a great way that you must work on it, you must improve it, and does not matter what happens in the world. Uh, the importance of English will remain here. Most importantly, often people say that Chinese language may take over the English, but the reality is Chinese people are learning English more than any other person on earth. The Chinese people sort of send their top cream people to USA. Even Xi Jinping, the current president of the China, he studied in USA. So if you see top world universities, MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Yale, all these American universities where the people of China are studying. So English has been accepted as a global language. All the apps are in English. All the content is in English. So yes, AI can help you in learning English, but generally whatever you do, try to speak in English, try to write in English. Eventually you will improve yourself. And the best part is that AI is now everywhere. I remember I was posting something on LinkedIn, and the AI of LinkedIn told me that can you do you want it do you want to refine it, do you want to improve it. I remember I was writing one email and AI asked me, okay, I can improve it. I remember I was writing something on Facebook, and Meta AI said I can improve it. So AI is all the time indirectly helping us improve our English. Okay, so one of our friend left us because I could not reply his question untimely. Silk Satara. Silk Satara, thank you so much for your messages. So I'm good. How are you? You're good. So yes, AI is helping us a lot, and I think it is the best thing. The luxury of assistance is now available to every person, and in older days it was only available to kings, it was only available to the CEOs. Now every one of us can have an assistant, be it speaking English, be it making business decisions, be it about exercise. AI is there to help. So I'm available if anyone else have a question. I will be more than happy to answer. So I'm happy to see a lot of the people joined our session today. If anything related to your personal life, I have been working in corporate sector for more than 12 to 13 years. I'm also a teacher. So if any question you find difficult, you can comment in my YouTube sections anytime. I will be more than happy to reply to the people. And this is what I want to do, because sometimes interaction with others help us learn the things. Interaction with others help us kind of improve ourselves. So when we teach, we also learn. So I try my best to reply the comments of all my respected colleagues, all my respected students. So in my capacity, whatever I can. So still sometimes it happens that if I'm answering one question, I might miss one chat, I might miss one comment. So be with me for a while so that I see your messages and then I reply you. I'm highly grateful to all of you for making your time and listening me. If anything I can answer related to your business, related to your organization, I will more than happy to connect with you. I will be more than happy to answer your organizational questions. If anybody, G, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if anybody has any questions, I'm all the time around. When I come live, I realize that I must come live more often to see what is going on around the world. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. See you in the next live. Thank you.